Coming to you live from I-25. It is DNVR Buffs and the pregame show on the Great American Stampede. Today we are talking about the health of the team, how practice looked this week, and is Travis Hunter versus Tedero McMillan the single best individual matchup in college football this year? Let's do it.
Buff Nation!
Let's go! You look at that big-ass mountain through the window up there.
That's a big mountain.
Yeah, it is a big mountain. We're on the road, man.
It is the DNVR pregame show live from the road. We are on our way to Albuquerque, on our way to Colorado versus Arizona.
Hell yeah. And this is our first show from this bus, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, Stampede, man. Stampede. Nice bus.
Oh, man, it's a great bus.
It's been a smooth ride, not a lot of bounce to ounce. We've only been doing what counts. Circle K. What a stop at Circle K.
Oh, my God. We
cleaned them out.
Yeah, we took everything they had.
Yep.
Yeah.
We might as well have had masks on.
I tried to get a quart
out
of motor oil, but I didn't get it. That's all we didn't get. We didn't get engine supplies.
We did get plenty of Coors Light.
We did get that.
Of course we did.
And it's on ice. It's pretty cold right now.
We all got like a little nap in earlier.
Yeah.
We've been killing time just watching YouTube videos behind us. This is the way to travel right here.
Hell yeah, man.
I've been up front watching the road. Kenny Highways has been doing his thing. It's been a phenomenal ride, man.
I just saw Captain Tyler in the comments, so it's nice to have him
Shout out
along for the ride with us again.
Yes, it is. All right. Well, we got a game to talk about, boys.
We do.
Let's start with you, Unc. How was practice this week?
Better than last week. I think that, and maybe sometimes, I hear Coach speak, and I can't remember if he said something at a presser or one of the other shows, but I think last week it became no secret that we had a pretty bad practice that first Tuesday.
Yep.
After the bye.
Right.
There was none of that this week. We had clean practice this week. The energy was up. The effort was up. I think everybody watching or in the sound of our voices knows that there was an emphasis this week on tackling.
Yeah.
there was definitely an emphasis on that. So I love the energy coming off the loss. It reminded me of actually the energy coming off the Nebraska game.
Okay.
That people are pissed about it because you let one get away.
As they should be.
Yeah.
You got anything?
No, I mean,
that kind of just fell off. I looked at him because I thought he had a rebuttal there. You know?
Yeah, no, I thought you were following up because he was looking at you. But no, I mean, what has, I guess, been the energy of the team, and how would you compare that, like, from some of the other post, week between games?
Yeah. I'm gonna rate this one high. Even looking back to last year. And I know this is a totally different team, but it's the same program, and we're trying to be better than we were last year. So it's relative in this context. I think after some of the losses last year, there was no bounce back. There was kind of some pity party, are we good? Questioning yourself kind of thing. And I think this year, coming off the Nebraska loss and now off of the Kansas State loss, you don't have any of that vibe. You have a more concentrated, I know we're better than that. And it's time for us to put it all together again in the game and show the world that we're better than that. So you have more of that vibe. And I think another thing that galvanized this week was having a game with so many injuries, and that there were people held out of practice. So it gave other guys an opportunity to step up, next man up, as we always say in football. So you saw some guys out there at practice making some plays. I know we're going to get into it in the rest of the show, but we get a lot of those guys back from injury for this game. But during the week, when they were held out at practice, you could see a more energized effort from who would typically be in a backup role.
I love that.
Pat Shurmur had a speech, I guess, on Well Off, just talking about running the football. How much of that has been an emphasis this week at practice?
It just has been. It's just he made it that simple. We were in a team meeting earlier this week, and Pat Shurmur just kind of, I'm not going to say unsolicited, because Coach Prime was asking coaches, and he just hopped in and said, we just got to be damn better at running. Like, we got to make it an emphasis week. We got to put an effort behind it. And if you look at the games this year, we run the ball more than, I'm not talking about how they say a QB sack was a run in
Yeah.
the category. I'm talking about deliberate run plays. When you look at the games where we run the ball deliberately more than 14 times,
Yep.
regardless of yardage, we win. We run less than 14 times, we lost those 2 games.
Yep.
So I think the benchmark we'll see in Arizona, are we going to run the ball 15 plus?
Yeah, and I think the frustrating part about the Kansas State one is, like, Nebraska, you were down early, down big early, so it makes sense to throw it a lot more.
Yeah.
This one was one where it never felt like it was out of reach by any stretch of the mind. The most you were ever down by was 14 points, and so it felt like one where you could have kept going with the run. I guess the flip side of that is they weren't running it well.
Yeah, weren't running it well, and that is has a lot to do with the offensive line making sure that holes are open, and it also has something to do with the running back making sure he hits that hole when it's open.
Yeah.
You got to trust it, and you got to plant that foot and go. You can't tiptoe and pity pat then trying to get there as it's closing up. So I think it was threefold. I think there has to be a deliberate effort from the coaches to call design run plays. There has to be a deliberate effort from the running back to make sure he knows where that assignment is and go to it. And I think there has to be a deliberate effort from the offensive line to make sure we're pushing the pile that way and opening up gaps for him.
How is Micah?
Practice this week. I think he's still kind of nursing that hamstring. I think we'll see, a little more Isaiah this game as starting off. And it's one thing about this running back room or whoever we're playing. You can have a starter.
Right.
But as the game goes on, guys start to get equal number of shares, because the rhythm wasn't there, the opportunity wasn't there. I'd love to see a game where we get a guy, he gets the ball and he breaks 1 for 18 and he keeps getting the ball.
Yep.
Versus you get a guy and he gets 6 and then he gets tackled for a loss for 6 and then you give another guy a chance and nobody really gets a rhythm going.
Right.
By the way, I'm watching, I just went and checked out the shot on YouTube. How about how far we've come from the rattly shot we had going?
Oh, yeah, it was shaking.
in the RV. On the way to Lincoln.
Yeah, this is pretty stable. Looks like a stripper pole. Parallel bars or something.
Now we're messing with it. I thought everything was perfect.
Yeah, you should have said anything.
I was complimenting it.
You complimented it, and he got up and touched it.
Crazy. Yeah, we have a whole contraption here to keep that.
Yeah, it's working, man.
It's working great.
It's stable. The bus is stable. Kenny Highway's doing his thing. We are in New Mexico. Went through the weigh station. I hope Jake hit his edibles before they brought the dogs out. We made it through there.
Weed is legal here, bro.
Wow.
Look at that rebuttal. Just
the land of progression.
Khalil Benson.
Yeah.
What's up?
Wish I had more info, man. Really don't know what the deal is.
Okay.
Yeah. I know the offensive line, continues to be a work in progress, even with 6 games left, 6 games down, 6 games to go. I know Coach Phil Loholt, as grades were given out, I guess that was after Tuesday's practice, so Wednesday morning's team meeting, even continue to say then, I'm going to look for who's giving the effort and doing the thing consistently, and that's what we're going to go with.
So we should expect the same 5 on the offensive line?
With one coming in and out, yep, I believe that, yep. That would be my expectation.
All right.
Alyssa, are you still able to block people?
Yeah.
I think everyone's had enough of dark days.
Just any other takeaways from practice? What stood out to you this week? Just as
I hadn't noticed. I'm going to answer, but I hadn't noticed dark days until he said something. You always can count on the hater when he says, "I'm not hating."
I mean, I'm fine with anyone coming in with a negative comment. When you post 5 and 7 32 times, enough is enough.
Yeah. Say again now, Jake.
What stood out to you this week at practice?
The effort, the bounce back, the energy, the pissed off that we lost a game that we should have won. And I have heard every unit on the team, offense, defense, in every room in each category, whether it be the O-line or the D-line, the linebackers or the running back. I've heard everybody take the blame for the loss.
Love that.
When you walk around the room or you sit in with the tight ends, they're saying, "Damn, man, that's on us. We messed that up." You sit with linebackers, damn. Everybody No one's pointing fingers at anybody but themselves. And you didn't have that this time last year.
I love that. Last one for me on injuries is Deion Hayes. Any update on that?
He didn't participate a lot this week. I don't know when he is scheduled to be back. My guess is, from what I saw this week, that it's not this week.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's such a – I mean, I don't blame
The
it.
rub of the fine line that because they are – even when we can talk about NIL all we want to, it is still under the category of amateur athletics, and they're still college students, and they are still hella protected by HIPAA. And now when one of them says something about what they're going through, then you can all just go off and report it. But even I don't care if you're watching the pregame show, Well Off and Reach the People, how often do you see cameras in the training room, in the treatment room?
Yeah, very rarely, unless it's Coach Prime.
It's kind of like a walkthrough or something, but it's never, because that's like that privacy
Well,
space.
it's always very tight, too.
Yeah. So, there's some guys that are totally expected to be back before this season ends and totally expected to have an impact, but they're also nursing an injury. You know how it is for a hamstring for a sprinter?
Yeah.
Like at any minute it can go back the other way.
Yep.
And now you're just done. And so sometimes when they're like abdominal strains or things like that, you just want to, hey, we're rolling without this guy. Let's let that just totally heal.
Love it.
Jimmy's good to go?
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
Look good at practice when he was, able to do his thing. This was another, probably other than one day, a typical week for Travis. He comes off even just a regular game for him. He's not out there practicing the whole week. Shedeur typically takes off Tuesday, particularly in the game when he gets sacked.
Yeah.
He'll take a day off. But by the end of the week, everybody was participating. So, you can expect to see Travis this weekend. You can expect to see Jimmy, Will Shepard. Wester didn't have any issues. So what's so amazing about what was recruited and what has been, as Jason Phillips will tell you, coaching receivers, why he makes sure he's coaching everybody the whole time. You had a room lose 4 people in one game, and you're still hitting the road with the most dynamic receiving core in college football.
Yeah. I mean, it's amazing. Those guys go down, and it's like we still have LeJontay. We still have Will until the last play, and then we know what we have in Draylon, I think, at this point. We just got to see more of it.
And Will was back before everybody else, so he's good to go.
Love it. All right.
Huge. Just Omarion Miller, how's his spirits?
I haven't talked to him since the surgery. The surgery was on Monday, but prior to that, the spirits were high. Is what it is. Now it's time to get to successful surgery, which that was done. Now it's time to go into the rehab mode and bounce back, man.
Yeah.
Resilient dude, man. What a game he had leading up to that injury.
So it's super unfortunate. And I mean, who knows? In a 3-point game, you can just nitpick anything. But it's like, if any of those guys were still there at the end.
I know, dude.
Different outcome.
I know.
Jimmy, Travis, Omarion, Terrell Timmons, any of them. None of them were out there.
And that's what I love about the ownership from each unit, because the linebackers would tell you, man, if I just made one tackle, one more tackle.
Yep.
The safeties would tell you, man, if I would have read that right and hit the right spot instead of stutter stepping. Like it's almost like Shiloh's press conference where he just totally owned it.
Yep.
And I think people were shocked that after that game that he would even do a press conference and do it solo. And then when he did it, owned it, and that is really permeated through the building. Everybody you talk to, you have to even talk them out of it. Like, no, that's not just totally on you. Like, all these things happen leading up to that.
Right.
But each person, each unit on that team is taking full responsibility and accountability for letting Kansas State get away.
One more thing I want to add before we hit a quick break. I'm so excited for this tailgate on Saturday.
Oh, hell yeah. How many Buffs fans we got?
I think we're nearing 200.
Hell yeah.
Man.
Buff Nation's showing
Buff
up.
Nation is going to show out at Bourbon Bent down there by the stadium. I was told it's like a 5-minute walk from the stadium.
Awesome.
You can go to thednvr.com/events and see if you can still RSVP. It's a free event. But I'm pretty sure if we haven't already, we are very close to just fire coding the place.
Yeah. I love
maxing out how many people they can handle.
I love it. I'm there.
Oh, yeah.
So
and when you say 5-minute walk, when you had the luxury of having to go to a friend's wedding, which you understand, that walk from the tailgate spot to the UCF Stadium, it wasn't 5 minutes.
No.
50.
Hey, man, that was on
5-0?
I took an Uber.
It was a hump. It was a long way.
At least it was nice and chilly and not humid.
It rained.
I'm just kidding.
But looking forward to this tailgate, and man, 5 minutes from the stadium, you got to pull up and kick it with us.
Yeah, that's going to be crazy.
I've got one more question about practice.
Let's do it.
What did you see from Shiloh this week on the field?
Deliberate effort to fix the problem. So much so, even before practice got started, was out there with Rob Livingston doing some back pedal drills and coming up under the chute, staying low, making the tackle, and doing some reading drills, like doing that before practice started.
Love it.
So understanding where I went wrong and let me get some extra time in and fixing where I went wrong.
All right.
Loved it.
Hell yeah, then. Let's take our first break and shout out our friends over at Game Time.
I will be purchasing my ticket to the game via Game Time.
All right.
I'm not really trying to hang out with all you nerds in the press box.
Well, what's the market look like on there then?
It looks actually really good. I was looking at it today. And I wasn't including you in that one. I know you're not a press box nerd.
No, I love calling people nerds. and so that's why I laugh, because there's a lot of nerds in the press box.
You can get in for, what, $50 right now?
Hell yeah.
Oh, cool.
I might splurge and, give myself some midfield front row seats.
All right. Well, then you get an extra $20 off at Game Time when you download the app. Create an account and use the promo code BUFFS, BUFFS. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code BUFFS for $20 off your first purchase. Not just games, events, concerts, whatever's going on in your city. Head up Game Time.
Wait, someone tell me if you got tickets in the Buffs section, what section that is. If you're in the comments, you got tickets in the CU section, let me know what section that is. And also, shout out to Empire Today. This floor is pretty nice. It might have actually been done by Empire Today.
Probably.
It's plush.
But it is very nice. If you need a new floor, you gotta hit up our friends at Empire Today. You can get a great deal. First of all, you can get a free in-home consultation from them. Well, they'll come in, check out the space, map it out, give you a quote, and then you take that quote. You say, "Well, watch this, bang, DNVR, minus $350." $350 off when you use the code DNVR from our friends over at Empire Today. Go to empiretoday.com/DNVR for details.
Man, $350.
Yeah.
You know what you could do with $350? We almost spent $350 at Circle K. So just think about all those snacks. You could have that again.
Don't forget, we got 2 large packs of Coors Light.
We do.
All right. The matchup of this game is going to be, this game really might be defined by Travis Hunter versus T-Mac.
Absolutely.
Last year in this matchup, T-Mac had 9 receptions, 107 yards, 1 touchdown. Of course, the Wildcats win by a last-second field goal to win in Boulder. Let's just start here, I guess. Big Teasy asked, do you feel this is a make-or-break kind of game for the Heisman due to the guy across from him?
I don't know about if I'm going to check make or break, but it's certainly a statement game. Because the world knows how talented that receiver is.
Yep.
The world knows that receiver is going to also play on Sunday. And so if Travis Hunter has the kind of game against him that he typically has had against others, then it is going to be a check mark. But should it just be a normal Travis performance, I don't think the world is going to wake up saying, see, I told you he didn't get the Heisman.
Right.
A lot of times, Travis does what he does on limited opportunities because they don't throw his way a lot. That this QB and this receiver have is much like Shedeur and Travis's relationship.
Yes.
They're going to throw the ball that way.
Yes.
So I think Travis is going to get some opportunities to show out.
And then the other side, too, we don't know his status yet, but Takario Davis is one of the better cornerbacks in the country. Mm-hmm. We'll see if he's able to play, but this is a big game for Travis on both sides.
Yep.
Yeah, I would say it's not break, but it is make, if that makes any sense. Mm-hmm. Travis Hunter going out there and dominating this game while Ashton Genty is on bye will completely flip it back to him. It's such a week-by-week sport.
It really
so
is.
Everyone's just, what have you done for me lately? The funny thing is no one's actually watching Ashton Genty's games. They just turn on the box score afterwards, and they say, he ran for 203 again, which is incredibly impressive, by the way. But this week they've got no box score to look at. So he will be idle. And Travis Hunter goes out and has 2 touchdowns and an interception, the whole world will get back to, okay, well, we're getting a little ahead of ourselves with this Genty thing. This is one-of-one stuff. And Speaking of, I'm actually wearing my Champ Bailey shirt underneath this.
Yep.
But the pushback on Travis saying we've never seen anyone do something like this, and then people are coming back with Champ Bailey, Chris Gamble, Charles Woodson. That's not a legitimate rebuttal.
It's not.
It's not. And so,
look at the play count.
Yeah, exactly. And look at the numbers.
Yeah.
I think Champ Bailey had like 600 total receiving yards. Which again, I love Champ Bailey. But Travis has that already.
Yeah,
halfway through the season.
It's not comparable.
It's not comparable. It's just like saying, "Oh, we've seen this happen before with Genty," and just naming like a regular running back who ran for 1,200 yards.
Right.
It's not comparable.
No, not
just
at
because.
all.
Yes, we have seen people play both ways.
Absolutely.
We have not seen people play both ways at the level that Travis Hunter is doing.
Absolutely not. When you look at the play count, just the number of snaps that you're out there, you look at the quality of play of those play counts on both sides of the ball. You have not seen that before.
Yep.
I do think this is a big game for Travis, for draft status wise and for the Heisman, just because of the matchups. I mean, go prove you're the best against the best, man. That's what it's all about. I mean, this is a tape that when you watch T-Mac, when you watch Sicario Davis, when you watch Travis, of course, everyone's going to circle this game and go see, okay, how did he do in this matchup? How did he handle, both of these guys? So,
and one thing you will not hear from Travis, because we know he left that last game banged up, didn't finish the game. You won't hear no excuses.
No, of course not.
He's going to go out there and mano this thing, and it is what it is. He's going to play through whatever lingering issues there may be or not be. When he walks on that field, he's going to treat and carry himself like he's 100%. So you're not going to hear some talk after the game or later on like, oh, well, my left earlobe was hurting, so I couldn't do this or that. He wants the challenge.
Yep.
And then the odds this
But
week,
I will say I wish this matchup wasn't coming off a game where he was hurt.
Right.
Yeah.
Travis and the Heisman odds was down to plus 1,500 after missing most of the game last weekend.
Wow.
So
Yeah,
very up and down.
As our guy said, this is week to week.
Yep.
Particularly till you get into late November with decisions and ballots and that kind of thing happening. So that's going to keep ebbing and flowing, but it'll change the next two games.
100%.
So this matchup last year, again, 9 receptions, 107 yards, and 1 touchdown. T-Mac has had some ridiculous performances this year. 304 yards against New Mexico, 138 against Kansas State, 161 against Tech. The other 3 games, he has been held under 100 yards, but they did win one of them where he only had 2 receptions for 11 yards.
Against what? Northern
Arizona.
Which I didn't see that game.
No.
How did that happen?
I have no idea. So what's the number? What is the number that you would feel comfortable with T-Mac getting to receiving yards wise, and you would say, okay, I think CU could win that if you told me he gets this amount of receiving yards?
Well, let me start with this. I don't know what the defensive strategy is against T-Mac. Is it Travis going to follow him all across the field? Are they going to bracket him and say, we're going to put Travis on the other side and pick who you're going to throw to, which I think would be an interesting decision. Obviously wouldn't give the people what they want quite as much. And then the other thing is, to answer your question most directly, I don't think there's any number. We'll say, I believe you could allow 200 yards and still win the game. I don't think this is like that where it was last week, where it's like, okay, if you're getting dominated in the run game, you're not going to have a shot. I obviously don't want to see that by any stretch of the mind.
Sure.
But to me, this is going to be a little bit on the offense to, be consistent in the way that they perform in this game. I would like to say that if you keep Tetero McMillan under 100, you can pretty much guarantee a win.
Yep. So Noah Fafita has thrown for 1,636 yards this year. Tetero McMillan has 742. That is damn near half. It's 45% of Noah Fafita's production to T-Mac. So I'll say you can keep him around 150 and still feel good, really good about your chances of winning this game.
It's pretty crazy.
It is. But when you watch them, it really is a two-man show, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Like we've been saying all week, this is the two-man show that everyone thought Colorado was.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't like when I agree. When I hear and listen about the yardage, for me, it's what did the yardage accomplish? Because we've seen this defense, kind of erased last week for a second. we've seen this defense where there's a 50-yard play, and the team doesn't score.
Yep.
And so you forget about the 50-yard play because the net result was nothing.
Because they're good in the red zone.
Absolutely. So when I think about a receiver and racking up these yards, if it doesn't yield touchdowns or even field goals, it's like you could really skew towards your high number and you're still fine. Because this defense, as they back up and bend never break, at least for most of the season, it's like, man, I want you on 30 or 20, because that's where we just feast at.
Yep.
If you were the defensive coordinator
for
Colorado,
okay,
would you bracket T-Mac and put Travis Hunter on the other side? Again, you're not worried about NFL scouts. You're just trying to win the game.
No.
I would do some different looks throughout the game based on situations because I want to make the quarterback uncomfortable. I'm not going to run Travis like all over the field, just chase that guy. If he goes to the bathroom, go with him. Not that extreme. But there would be some situations where, because on the defensive side of the ball, you are just as aware in your headset that when the quarterback's headset cuts off. And so in that last 15 seconds, I'm going to move somebody. Like, I'm going to make this guy be a quarterback instead of just say, well, Travis and Nate get my best friend or one-on-one every time. I'm just looking that side. I'm going to give him some different looks in different situations.
No, I agree. Give him different looks, but when you need it, Travis needs to be on T-Mac.
Absolutely. Best player got to be on the best player.
Yes.
Most of the time.
Yes.
One of the things, this is a basketball analogy. When you watch March Madness and you get to the tournament, the reasons that dark horses can win and blue chips lose is that there's about a 10-minute stretch in that basketball game that you got to play man-to-man.
Yeah.
Like, you can't get out of it. You got to prove for 10 minutes my 5 are better than your 5. And this game is going to have that with Travis and their receiver, that you're going to have a series or two where, hey, man, it's on you.
Yep.
You got him. And then you're going to have other looks where like, hey, oh, shit, there's somebody over the top now.
All right, let's take our second break here.
Second break! I'm going to come up with some jingles for you, man. I'm telling you, I'm working on it. When you lead into, Receipt Street, second break, you need to be able to hit a button and be like, second break.
I like
we'll
that.
workshop that.
That means he's not going to do it.
He hates it.
Are you doing UC Health?
Sure. Shout out to UC Health, man, and the Ready, Set, Go challenge. Quarterback's asking me to catch the pass without throwing the ball. It's crazy.
You said you were going to do it before the show, man.
I did, but we can talk about this later.
You came out of the break expecting the ball to be there. Like, he's still like this.
Yeah, I was just waiting for the throw.
Second break?
I was just waiting for the throw. Anyways, the Ready, Set, Go challenge, man. Don't sleep on sleep. That is Coach Prime approved. Coach Prime is trying to help us in Colorado get back to our rightful place as the number one most healthiest, wow. The number one most healthy state in the United States. So if you want to join the Ready, Set, Go challenge and take health into your own hands, go to www.uchealth.org/ReadySetCo to join in the Ready, Set, Go challenge with the Chief Motivation Officer, Coach Prime.
You can't sleep on sleep, man. Sleep is so important. I love the morning message, and I'm looking at you because I'm talking to Jake.
Okay.
I love the morning message a couple weeks ago when Coach Prime challenged the young people in the room, man, invest in your mattress, invest in your pillows, invest in your sheets. Can't put a price on a good night's sleep, and you should not be drinking an energy drink at 2 in the morning before you're trying to go to bed.
Something about
it worked.
It worked to do what?
To keep me up and energetic for the show, and then I got home and was able to fall asleep.
Fair enough. Can I tell you guys a crazy story about my mattress, which is also kind of a crazy way to lead into a story? I feel like when we're on the road, we can just go off the rails a little more.
Absolutely. What rail?
Exactly. So my mattress, which is incredible, it's like top of the line, Tempur-Pedic, with like an adjustable base. Like, you want to sit up, you just press a button.
Yeah.
Whoop. The way I got it was one of our amazing fans of the Broncos podcast.
I remember this.
He owned like a mattress company.
Yeah.
And he was big on sleep. He hit me up and he was like, hey, man, I would love to like get you guys set up with the best possible mattress. Like, are you down? I was like, yeah, of course. So he's like, when should I bring it? I'm like, bring it like next Thursday. So Thursday at like 5 a.m., I get a DM from him. He's like, I'm on my way. I should be there by 8 p.m. I was like,
Where was he coming from?
bro, where are you coming from? He's like, I'm coming from like Silver Creek, Arizona. I was like, bro, you did not need to drive that. Like, if I knew you were going to have to drive it across the country, I would not have let you do it.
Crazy.
He drove it up. I got my sick new mattress.
He's serious about sleep.
He is very serious about sleep.
And
So
you now are serious about sleep because you've experienced serious sleep.
shout out to my guy, man. That was one of the nicest things anyone's ever done.
What a move.
Yes,
And
sir.
shout out to our new friends at HelloFresh. Do you like to cook?
I love to cook, man.
Do you cook?
I do.
Well, you can cook delicious meals at home with our friends at HelloFresh. They deliver all the ingredients, everything you need to make tasty, healthy, restaurant-style meals at home. They got the fit and wholesome, quick and easy, or vegetarian options, tons more as well on the site. But it's delicious. I love HelloFresh.
Yeah.
Fresh rocks, man.
I had them, actually, when I moved here like 2 years ago, I had a couple boxes from them. They really kind of saved me.
I like that.
Delicious.
Do I see a tear coming underneath the blenders?
Probably.
Were they your second friends?
Yeah, I think he got emotional there.
They might be my second friends. Because I don't have these guys as my
Wow,
friends.
I
wow.
think he got emotional on that one, man.
That's crazy.
Get
bro.
10 free
We love
meals
you.
at HelloFresh.com/free buffs. Applied across 7 boxes. New subscribers only. Varies by plan. That's 10 free HelloFresh meals just by going to HelloFresh.com/free buffs.
Let me tell you this, man.
Highly encouraged to voice the... Oh, wait. They're America's #1 meal kit.
I was a big fan of HelloFresh. Shout out to Alexis. Y'all know Alexis, my daughter. She's a HelloFresh
Legend.
But now hearing your passionate story, it means so much more to me that they were there for you.
You know me, just the ad read guy, does it all the best.
I gave you my top 10 list
I know you did. Thank you. That was very quick how you put that together, by the way.
because it was from the heart.
Wow.
And then
Glad
you
to know
still,
that
then
you
you
think
still
about
attacked me.
I did not attack you.
God, what do you think?
I'm staying out of this one.
You even had to reply and said, Jake, he's complimenting you. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Things get contentious in the tripod chat.
They do. Get real contentious. I think Jake reads it wrong. He reads it in an assumed
And then
tone.
you guys read me wrong.
Yes, we do. I've been trying to help you with that.
But it doesn't help. Like, when we get ready to go live for this very show on this very bus, what is that noise?
Yeah.
And then he spends 5 minutes complaining about the noise after I was told to shut up. It's
That
like,
is-
all right, then.
That is such a misjudgment of what happened.
Is that not what happened? I said it once. You guys freaked out. And
Oh,
then
no,
he
you did
just,
not say
he
it
goes like 5 minutes.
You did not
It's
say
like
it.
an ice box in here. This is the coldest air that's ever aired.
That has nothing to do with the sound. I was just trying
You
to...
also complained about the sound too. The sound, the air.
That is insane. I was
Yeah,
not
that
is.
complaining. I was
That
just
is
trying to
not
get
what
the
happened,
climate right
Uh,
for my people.
The people right here on the other side of this camera know what I'm saying.
And they're on our side.
No
Uh-huh.
one's reacting. Alyssa had no problem throwing me under the bus earlier, but
Well, you know what? I got to tell you now. That was some strategy behind that.
That was strategy.
And I helped orchestrate the strategy.
okay,
One, easy to throw you under the bus because you were back here, not up there.
it's true.
So she's got to choose between me and Jake because we were right there in her face.
Yes.
And I told her, I said, look, you might want to go with me because, like, I can make a couple calls. And, you don't want the NAACP at this. So she said, you know what? I'll come with you.
That is crazy.
That's how it happened.
It was a systematic choice.
Fair
Oh, yeah.
enough, fair
And
enough.
I told her, I said, if RK were here and you were back there, he would see it my way, too.
Maybe. This is a lot of time to be spending with each other. And I think it makes for good content.
Hey, that shove coincided with the bus rocket.
Yeah,
It scared the hell out of me.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, did I move the bus?
I was like, damn, I really do need to get on my HelloFresh game.
Oh.
Just a little shove shakes the whole damn bus. I saw a comment earlier. I don't know if you're going to be able to scroll all the way back to find it, but I have to bring it up. Someone said Arizona is doing a red out Nebraska atmosphere.
Good luck.
And I hate that you're going to make me give credit to Nebraska, but on Nebraska's worst day and then cut that in half, there's still a better atmosphere than Arizona has to offer on their best day.
Yeah, and take that as shade, take that as a diss. It just is what it is. It's a measurement thing.
Yeah.
Like they can't pull that off.
No, they can't. And to be fair, like their fans are probably going to show up to the McHale Center on Saturday because they think it's basketball season already.
That's true. You guys ready to make some picks?
Oh, you know what? I'm Paisley Jones. Unk sounds like Jerry Jones. I can make a couple calls.
Why would it smell?
Before I sit here to answer these questions, I'll get somebody else to ask me questions. That's what Jerry said.
I've seen a couple people make a comment like this. They said, like, someone said they'd love to ride on the bus, and then someone else was like, oh, you don't want to know how it smells on there. And then someone else just said, how bad does it smell? Why would it smell bad on here?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if individually you come on the bus smelling right,
Yeah.
collectively we're going to smell right.
Let's ask Alyssa. She's probably the best judge. Does it smell anything other than just, like, normal in here?
Not at all. It's
Okay.
totally normal.
That's
There
what I
you
thought.
go.
Also, no solids. Coach Prime.
And
Yeah.
there's a
Coach
thing
Prime's
above the
number one
toilet in
rule.
there, too.
Yeah, no solids.
All right.
Can't drop a deuce.
Let's make some picks. Tomorrow night in Provo, Utah, the Oklahoma State Cowboys travel to take on the Cougars from BYU. BYU undefeated, Oklahoma State reeling. The line is 9.5 for the Cougars. Who do you got?
Hold on. Let me get these games up. Who's the home team?
BYU.
BYU.
And they're currently at the top, right?
Yes.
So I got to go to Oklahoma State, man.
Ooh.
All right.
Yeah, I want the guy who hadn't lost to lose.
I'm going to pick BYU by...
Oh, let me tell you this: BYU is going to win. I'm just telling you what I got to hope for. I want the people ahead of me to lose. I'm
Pick
trying
with
to
your
catch
heart.
up.
Pick with your heart. That's
No, I'll take BYU also, man.
Well, another time where, like, let me give you the flip side. Let me give you the spin for when BYU wins.
All right.
Colorado doesn't get to play BYU this year,
Mm-hmm.
or Iowa State, which is kind of
Yep.
crazy.
Or ASU.
BYU puts a beating on Oklahoma State, they might just tuck their tail. And Colorado does play Oklahoma State
Yep.
this year.
Well, yeah, this might be a
By the time,
cornered animal game for the Cowboys.
Yep.
yeah, by the time we get to them, based on what you're saying, they're packing it in. They're in Thanksgiving mode that day.
Very possible.
Yeah.
Next game, Saturday morning. Is Arizona State undefeated?
No, they're 5-1.
5-1. The 5-1 Arizona State Sun Devils travel to Cincinnati to take on the Bearcats. Bearcats are favored at home by 4.5.
Yep, give me the Bearcats.
Really?
Jeff Sims starting at
That is
quarterback
true.
for Arizona State. A friend of our program.
Yeah.
A friend?
Yeah, of course. He gave us the ball 4 times.
He is a friend. What a guy. Great guy.
I love that guy. I wish he would have been Nebraska's quarterback forever.
Yeah, when I saw the QB change this week, some kind of injury or something.
Yeah, to love it.
I'm going with Cincinnati at home.
Yep.
I'm going to take ASU because Jeff Sims' job is going to be turn around and give the ball to Cam Scattaboo.
God, that guy is awesome.
That will be his primary assignment.
Yep.
And I'm sure they're going to have something creative. Kenny Dillingham is not going to go out there and just run the Sam Levitt offense. You'll probably see some triple option looks, all sorts of fun stuff. So
he'll protect Sims, I think.
So give me what you just did about the BYU win and what that means Oklahoma State versus us later. Cincinnati has this game. They come to us next.
Yep.
Yeah. There's 2 schools of thought, and the doomers will always find a way to take the negative way.
Mm-hmm.
But you can either have a team coming off a loss where they're pissed off.
Yep.
Or you can have a team coming off a win where they're like high and mighty. I think you would rather have Cincinnati coming off a loss.
Of course.
Just because now they've got, that would be their second or third conference loss.
I don't have service, so I cannot find out this stuff right now.
But I think you're going to get Cincinnati coming off a win.
So from a flip of that, we totally understand the moving goalpost as it relates to this team and the haters. Cincinnati comes to us off a loss, and we beat them. Oh, you didn't beat anybody. They just lost anyway.
Yep.
Come to us off a win, maybe some of that gets hushed.
Yep, and Cincinnati currently in that 2-1 log jam in the conference in the middle with ASU and Colorado. So,
yeah.
Next game, 1:30 Saturday. Houston traveling to Kansas City, I guess, to take on the Jayhawks. 5.5-point line. Kansas is favored at home. Who do you trust more? The team who has gotten demolished in Houston and has shown some life recently, or the team with a quarterback who is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde?
That's a tough one for me.
And it's 5.5 points for Kansas.
Mm.
Do you trust that?
if we were picking against the spread, I would take Houston to cover.
Isn't that what we're doing?
I don't know. I didn't know we were doing
I thought
that.
that's what we do.
I got Houston to cover, Kansas to win.
Yeah.
Ugly, ugly game. Kansas wins like 24-21.
I'll co-sign that.
I will also take Houston in the points.
Because I think our previous picks, just so we'll be on the same page, probably with only one pick left, you and I have been picking the spread.
No,
We've
we've
just
got a lot of games left. The whole conference plays this weekend.
We've just been picking.
Yes.
Like, we didn't know the rules here. So now we start spreading it.
I should have. You have an excuse because this is your first pick segment you've been on.
Baylor going to Lubbock to take on Texas Tech. The line is 6 in favor of the Red Raiders. Texas Tech still undefeated in conference, I believe.
What was Baylor's last game?
Yes.
Baylor
got
last played. Yeah.
Give me Texas Tech.
Damn it! Who did Baylor play? I'm sorry,
pull
I
it
don't
up.
have my stuff right now.
Yeah,
The Baylor got
I'm
smoked
with you.
by Iowa State.
That's right. Yep.
That was 2 weeks ago, but they were on bye last week.
I will take the Red Raiders.
I will. Off a bye, I'm going to take the points. Give me the points.
All right. Next one. Central Florida took the L to Cincy last week. Now they take on the number 1 team in the conference in Iowa State at Iowa State. The line is 13.5 for the Cyclones.
Iowa State.
I agree. I'm taking the Cyclones.
Yeah. Iowa State by more than 13.
Do we know what they're doing at quarterback?
I'd imagine they stick with that third string kid, the freshman they brought in halfway through the game last week.
Why?
I don't know. KJ, they just straight up benched him, it seemed.
They're
The
out
other
of their
guy was
minds.
not good.
I still think KJ gives them the best chance to win, like just based off of what I saw last week. I'll once again go against the grain. Give me the points.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Risky, but I like it.
Kansas State, coming off of last week's win in Boulder, travels to Morgantown to take on the Mountaineers from West Virginia. And they are favored on the road by 2.5 points. I do not know what is up with Avery Johnson or their secondary injuries that they had like crazy last week as well. So
They're riding high. Give me Kansas State.
Golly, I just keep picking West Virginia, and they keep letting me down. So I go back to the well one last time. This is like I'm giving you one last chance to figure out your problems in this relationship, West Virginia. If you don't get this dub, we're over.
You're off of them after
Yep.
see, I'm just
All right.
going to avoid all that. I feel like I know who Kansas State is, so I'm taking the Wildcats.
All right.
that. Yeah, same here. I saw them. I
Yes.
was there.
I'm against you guys in damn near every game. So
But it's if when we track this thing, if you're right, you propel ahead because we both fall.
I know.
We haven't been tracking these, by the way.
Yeah.
No,
Thanks.
that's why big if. I said if we were to track it.
All right. Saturday night, Big 12 After Dark, 8:30 in Salt Lake City. TCU travels to take on the Utes with Cam Rising out for the season. Isaac Wilson back at quarterback, and the Utes are favored by 3.5. TCU is messy, though.
Utah is lucky that they have such a bad team coming into Utah this week, because I think that a loss here would really put a dent in their hopes. But they do already have two conference losses, so they're basically in like the next one puts you out of the championship game mode, at least until further notice. But luckily for them, TCU is not good. Utah wins and covers.
So you're all on the Utes.
I'll take the Horned Frogs.
Ooh. Again, put a fork in them if they lose, which is good for Colorado.
Yeah.
This line is now down to 2.5. The Buffs traveling to Tucson to take on Arizona. They are plus 120 on the money line. I'm pretty sure I got this earlier in the week. I want to see if I can pull it up because I think I got it like plus 170-ish?
Nice.
I can't find it. 2.5 though.
You don't have
Taking
to
the
find
Buffs.
it. Yeah, you know who we're taking.
Oh, of course, but
Yeah.
we gotta do it. We did every other game.
Well, and give your score.
I will take the Buffs 38-24.
38 would be so nice to see. I think Colorado gets the run game going, which ignites the offense, but also causes longer drives.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have them scoring quite that much, but I have Colorado 34, Arizona 24.
I'm just going 17 points. Give me 2 touchdowns and a field goal. That's what we're going to win by. That could be 17-0. That could be 34-17.
I like 34-17.
I don't give a shit what it looks like. We're gonna go up 2 touchdowns and a model field goal.
I like it.
All right. Last thing I have before we hit this last break in questions is this latest mock draft from ESPN from Jordan Reed. This came out on...
We like Jordan Reed.
We do. Jordan Reed knows ball. This came out yesterday. He's got the Cleveland Browns picking first overall and Shedeur Sanders being the selection.
I posted on my personal Facebook just yesterday when Cooper, who was once a Cowboy, Alabama, went over to the Bills. I said, okay, it's official. They're tanking it. Like, it is official. The Browns are not trying to win this year. And then I said, ... Is it for Travis or is it for Shedeur?
Well,
because if they're trying to unload Myles Garrett on defense as well.
Is Cleveland a destination that coach would feel okay letting Shedeur go to?
You know, he doesn't talk about that kind of thing. But you know he has wishes.
Of
you
course.
know he has, desires of where he should be. But as far as those kind of mechanics, he doesn't get into. I tell you what's funny.
Let me just say this: if I was in charge, I would not be allowing Shedeur to go to Cleveland.
No, they're a perennial dumpster fire.
And it's a quarterback graveyard.
Yes.
The funny thing was, I'm sitting in Pollock's office watching this unfold on ESPN. Coach Prime was clearly in his office, and he calls me, and I'm thinking all right, he wants something. Let me get up, walk around there. Before my butt could get out the seat, he was like, "Dog, who was it that said Travis and Shedeur are going to go 1 and 2 in the draft?" I said,
Reed?
"No, I said you." He was talking about a long time ago.
Okay.
He said, "Why did I quote me, dog?" I said, "I've been said that." I was like, "You did say it first. You said it back to spring and all summer long." I said, "Now everybody's just catching up with you." I think these guys have proven they are assets to any team in the NFL.
Yep.
But if you're picking in the top 5, they are definitely proving that you need them in your life.
Oh, absolutely. The relief for me is I don't think the Browns are going to get the number 1 overall pick.
No, they'll find a way to mess it up.
They still have a solid team.
Yeah.
All around.
They'll find a way to mess it up. They'll still mess around and get 10 wins before it's over with. I was watching the QB situation when Tua first got hurt in Miami, if they were going to bring him back, excuse me, and what was that going to look like? Because there's some other things around the country. You got the Raiders. There's some other things around the country when you look at NFL teams that they really have a need for either one of them.
Mm-hmm. Number 2, the New England Patriots select wide receiver / cornerback from Colorado, Travis Hunter. I like this fit.
Yeah. I mean, the unfortunate thing is they don't really have a quarterback either.
Well, they just picked one, though.
Yes, they did, which definitely puts them in a better position to draft Travis Hunter. So that's a legitimate organization you're going to.
Yep.
You can sign off on that.
Yep.
What up, B-Bats?
I'm trying to see. The next quarterback that goes is number 4, Cam Ward, to the Las Vegas Raiders with a projected trade with Jacksonville. Where are the other guys?
This is actually a perfect example of what I've been saying, because Jake included, everyone's coming to me this week saying it's over, Shedeur to the Raiders, Brady, all this stuff.
Yeah, it's over.
It's a wrap.
It is.
They got to have the pick.
They will.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm just saying.
No, I'm with you.
In this scenario is exactly what I'm talking about.
No,
they don't
with
get
you.
Shedeur because they didn't have a high enough
You
pick.
got to have the pick.
Carson Beck goes at number 10.
And you got to be, you have to be willing to get the pick. Like, there's going to be some people out there that are going to fall in 5, 6, 7, 8 range,
Yep.
right? And you know these guys, either one of them are top 5. What are you willing to give up to move up?
If you need a quarterback, you better not let someone trade over you to take Shador. And if you don't need a quarterback, why would you not just take Travis Hunter?
Understood. But like you're saying, you got to get there.
Yeah.
It's like Coach Prime did with the NFL Combine. Like, I'm not taking that test because where you pick it, I'm going to be gone by then.
By the way, Mike McDaniel, Colorado guy, has said in the past that he's a Buffs fan.
Uh-huh.
He should be watching this saying, tank it out. Let's go get Shador.
Yep.
And we'll, figure out what to do with Tua.
T-Mac, the guy we talked about a lot today, goes at 12th overall to the Seahawks. Or to the Saints, sorry.
I am not going to sit here and say that tanking is a proven science, but my God, it helps you. Like you have to do something to ensure that you're going to be picking in the proximity of where these guys are going to be taken. No matter what guy you want. If you're after a top 10 guy in the draft and you're outside of that, you as a GM, player personnel guy, whatever your role is, you're like, okay, man, let me look at this schedule. Let me see how we finish this thing out. How do we stay competitive? But we also got to plan for the future because we're not winning it this year regardless. And you've seen some teams in the past fight that, and they're sitting there the last 2 games of the season, and they do this rallying cry and they win them, and they knock themselves out of, picking high.
Yep.
Jonah, the offensive tackle from Arizona, goes 18 to the Chicago Bears, and then Tacario Davis also goes in the first round in this mock to the Green Bay Packers at 24.
According to this mock, 4 first-round picks.
Or 5.
Yeah. 5?
Shador, Travis, the 3 Arizona guys.
Who was the
Tacario
third?
Davis, Jonah the
yeah,
tackle,
yeah.
T-Mac.
Jonah the tackle. Doesn't even want to
I'm
give
not
it
even going to give it a shot. Nope. Not even going to give it a shot.
You know what? I respect that about you.
Thank you.
I respect a lot about Jake.
I'm sure you do.
I wish you would try, though, just for the people.
I'll try it then.
The people
Let me find it. All right. His name is Jonah Savainia.
Better than I would have done.
I think that was pretty close. I just can't remember. I think it was Naya.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what, bro?
What?
We're on this bus
Yes, we are.
doing a live show while moving,
Yes.
and no one has complained about Jake's home.
Well, they have. They have.
No, he said the chat was going to be fired up.
Yes. But they've been supportive.
Jake, I love you, man.
I was right.
What is bad practice? Anyways,
shout out our friends at Z-Biotics.
big shout out to
Love
our
that,
friends
man.
at
I love
Z-Biotics.
that turn there.
We
I saw some.
we got plenty of adult beverages on this vehicle
We
here,
sure do.
but we also have plenty of Z-Biotics to go with it. Just a little capsule, just tip it up, drink it, 1 gulp, and you are set. Keep on partying, party on Wayne, party on Garth.
You got to party on Garth.
Nice reference.
You have the sickest references, bro. But yeah, vacations, weddings,
That
whatever
was
you got
another
going
reference about references. Easy.
Get the most out of your summer plans by stocking up on pre-alcohol now. Go to zbiotics.com/DNVRbuffs to get 15% off your first order when you use that code DNVRbuffs at checkout. It's 100% back, 100% money back guarantee. So if you're ever unsatisfied, they will refund you. No test. Again, zbiotics.com/buffs. Use the code DNVRbuffs at checkout for 15% off. Thank you, Z-Biotics. You're the GOAT.
All right. Also, shout out to Red Hawk Roofing. I don't know if you guys know this, but it was raining a second ago outside.
It was.
And you didn't notice any of us getting wet, did you?
No.
That's because we have a Red Hawk roof on the
You better believe it.
Just kidding. We don't have a Red Hawk roof
We
on the
have the
bus.
same confidence, though.
But we do have a good roof, and everyone needs a good roof over their head. And so, if you're looking for a new roof and you're in Colorado, it would be awesome if you supported a business that supports us heavily, and that is Red Hawk Roofing. They do an amazing job. They're Colorado sports fans. They've always been local. They'll always be local, and we love them for that. So if you need a new roof over your home or business, check out Red Hawk Roofing at redhawkroofing.com or call 720-771-8921 and tell them DNVR sent you.
Amen. Red Hawk Roofing. Roofs
How
and
far
beds
along
matter.
are we? We are very close. We are getting there.
Jake is taking us to his favorite restaurant tonight. I've seen pictures. It has like barbed wire around the parking lot, and I'm like, that's where I want to eat.
Yeah. If the to-go bag has a grease spot, that's what you want.
Don Choche.
Bro, you can't give away our location. Just kidding. We're like Ralphie, bro. We have to be an undisclosed location.
You gotta get undisclosed. Yeah. We have to post when we leave.
They don't know when we're going.
It's true. I want, that's my kind of restaurant. I saw the pictures. I'm like, if people tell you this place is fire, and then it doesn't look like it, it absolutely is.
Yeah.
100% of the time.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Well, I got my own test I'm going to run. Remember the last time?
The dry age test?
she already left. Listen, I had to leave the table.
I can't wait.
I can wait.
Obscene amounts of green chili.
All right, Alyssa.
Okay, sorry, I messed up with the comments. I can't put them up, but I can see them.
You can put them up on this and we can see them.
Well, I can't because I
Because you can't see that.
Oh.
Yeah, and I
Preaching. It's not sermony. It is life lessons, and they may utilize a biblical example in that. And then when it comes to the locker room, it ain't a team in America, NFL or college that ain't praying before the game. Whether you hear it or see it or not is up to you, but it's happening. And let me go back to what I said and underscore it again. Coach Prime creates an environment where you don't have to do it. It's not mandatory.
That is exactly the point that I wanted to make. This is not a situation where players are being forced to do something.
No.
This is not a situation where players don't have a choice to be of a different faith.
Yep.
This is something that is obviously important to Coach Prime. And by the way, damn near every other football coach in America.
Yes.
But we'll leave that part aside. It's something that's important to Coach Prime. He literally talked today about how his faith helped him out of the darkest time of his life.
Mm-hmm.
And whether you are religious or you follow the same Bible as Coach Prime, you can learn from Pastor E. Dewey Smith.
That's life lessons. They're not up there recruiting.
No. And so this is such a dumb thing, and it is an attention grab, and it is so misguided because you're trying to fight a fight for people who aren't in a fight.
Yeah, no one's lining up behind you.
They need to touch grass. Next.
Stupid.
next one, super chat from Original says, I know you want to give respect to your opponents, but there's not a game remaining on the schedule that you should lose. As long as the players execute the plays, it's time to eat.
They absolutely can win every single game going forward.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Thank you for the super chat, Original.
Yeah, when the schedule first dropped, and then when we got into the mechanics of spring ball and summer ball, I was very appreciative that our last three games were not our first three games, because you do need time to get ready,
Yep.
And so, but where we are at this point in the schedule, where we are as a team, we literally can run the table.
Also, Alyssa, be careful with the last super chat that came in. Just the name.
Yeah, not even reading that one at all.
Good.
Two favorite uncles wants to know, due to Travis's injury, should he focus more on defense this week instead of offense?
No.
I don't think the injury has anything to do with either side of the ball.
Amen.
Let Travis be Travis.
Paisley Jones wants to know, does anyone know what happened to Avery Johnson on his non-contact injury?
That was one of the craziest things ever, just because when that happened, I was like, oh, he's done. Like, seeing him writhe in pain on a non-contact thing like that, I was like, oh, he must have just, torn his oblique or something.
Yep.
And then he was fine the rest of the game.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Made big throws.
I don't know, though. No one knows.
Over 75 rushing yards for number 23.
My bad, bro.
From 5280 Ivan.
That's
Sorry,
a
say it
lot. I hope so.
Well,
over under 75 rushing yards for Isaiah.
Under?
Give me the over.
Okay.
I believe.
All right.
I can see the over happening because, he's had some 18, 20-yarders.
Yeah, exactly.
And if he's going to be given the ball consistently through the game, he can easily get 2 or 3 of those.
Yep.
Roll Elizabeth wants to know, are you guys worried more about the Arizona D-line or our O-line performance in this game?
It's always going to be our offensive line.
Yeah, we do our job. We protect Shador. He throws for damn near 400 yards. It's
Absolutely.
pretty much printed.
Coach Prime did a breakdown this week during one of the team meetings. I think it was Wednesday, where he was just like, "Look here, guys. We got all these things schematically. We talk about penalties. We talk about being on meetings on time. But here's the bottom line." And he looks over at the defense, and he said, "If we stop the run," and he looks over the offense and said, "If we protect the quarterback, no one's gonna beat us."
Yep.
Like it just comes down to those two things. Are we going to try to run the ball more? Yes, absolutely. Do we want to do this? Absolutely. But if we protect the quarterback and we stop the run, nobody beats us.
Damn straight.
$5 super chat from Alonzo Pikes. Nothing on it. Thank you for the super chat.
Thank you, Alonzo.
Appreciate you.
Original wants to know which super chat, which of the enhanced uniform is your favorite so far?
Week 1, the gold numbers on the black unis.
The UCF unis.
I love anytime we rock those gold face masks.
Okay.
They were really sharp on Saturday.
IMCC wants to know when will we see the gray jerseys?
I don't think those exist anymore.
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to see
Yeah,
them
I
this year.
love those, man.
I do too.
I love those. But I haven't even seen them just, like you said, in existence, one laying around.
Yeah, I think you got a new jersey coming that we haven't seen yet.
That is true. That is factual.
$5 super chat from Don Peasy. He says, why is the media automatically deleting CU from Big 12 picture? We are right there in there.
I haven't seen that, but
the media hates CU.
Yeah.
They want to tear this program down any way they can. They see a loss and they go, it's over. It's done.
answer.
Yeah. But if you have your own football IQ and just look at the ranking in the Big 12 and look at the games that are remaining, not just for us, but the people tied with us or above us, you clearly see a path that we can be in Dallas on December 7th.
By the way, this is just Brady said, I like the jerseys, but with all the off-season hype, does anyone find them underwhelming? This kind of reminds me of things that people say about, like, the team. Who hyped up the jerseys?
The chat and the fan base.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Of course, the fans are going to hype it up.
Right.
It's just the same thing about, like, the football team. People are like, oh, they're always, talking about, and they're so cocky and confident, blah, blah, blah. It's like, not really.
Nope.
No, pretty quiet.
They're definitely confident.
Yeah, but all things considered, they're a pretty quiet bunch.
It's crazy. Not picking on Brady for that. It just reminded me of a similar narrative about the team.
I love Brady. What else, Alyssa?
Just a couple last ones here. Are y'all watching, from Grant Davis, says, are y'all watching the Broncos game from the bus later tonight?
We are not. We are watching the Broncos game from where we're staying. We're hopefully going to get dinner at
Jake might give out
nicest
the
place in
address of
town.
where we're staying,
tablecloth dinner, and then go back and watch the Broncos game.
Last one here from IMCC says, how many more late night games do you think CU will get this season?
As many as they can give us.
Yeah, how many more games do we have?
6. You could knock this one off and knock the last one off. So
4.
We have 4 8 p.m. kickoffs remaining.
Well, and we know that one of them is, so there's only 3 more to be decided.
Yeah.
At least 2 of those will be night games.
They'll at least be 6 p.m. or later, I think.
Yep.
That's it.
That is it.
Great show, man, from a moving vehicle.
Not bad, huh?
No, not bad at all.
Once again, doing things that no one else is even attempting.
I love
Just
it.
pushing the envelope, man. Thinking big and then thinking bigger. Scaling up always. Ran through a little rain, now a little traffic here. So this is your neck of the woods. Where are we? Like to be experiencing traffic?
I think we are approaching the actual area where people exist and live in this state, which is Santa Fe-ish.
Okay. Well, there's a sign coming up. I can't read it, but
We are
No, what does this
45
say?
minutes away, so we're past Santa Fe.
Oh, we're 32 miles outside of Albuquerque. Yeah,
okay, there we
we're
go.
almost there.
I want to hit that last one.
Wait, Jake, what do people from here call Albuquerque?
Burke.
What?
Say it again.
Burke.
The birthday?
Yeah, they're the 505.
All right, 505. That's easier for me.
Okay, yeah, I'm going 505.
Don Pizzi with the last minute super chat. What's your guess on J5's next big game? Tomorrow or Saturday?
Yeah, let's go.
That'd be clutch.
Would be very clutch.
I don't know. Land of Entrapment. Land of Enchantment.
Rats.
The Dirty 505.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Guys
we'll be
excited?
I am.
I'm so excited for this meal. I've been thinking about it since Monday when I was like, "Where are we going?" And you told me.
I'm just excited to be in New Mexico. Like, I'm in New Mexico.
Goonsville.
And the funky dope producer wowed me. Fun fact, coming down here, she's never been to New Mexico.
I have. I had a absolutely legendary weekend in Albuquerque when the Buffs played here in the NCAA tournament around, let me say, 2012.
Pretty sure I went to that too.
Appreciate you, Nicholas Braxton.
Goonsville with another one. Shout out Goonsville, by the way. But
Shout out to Goonsville. We're
ABQ.
rocking it.
ABQ.
Yeah, or the
ABQ
Q.
505 to Q.
Last time I was here, I vowed to learn how to spell it before I left, and I succeed.
We're going to get on that
Can you spell it right
boom
now?
tomorrow.
Yes.
We got a show tomorrow. Today is Thursday.
ALBUQUERQUE.
Okay. Well done. Bang. Great job.
You banged that.
All right. We'll be back tomorrow. The pregame show tomorrow.
Yeah, we're going to
Should
get
be
into
hype.
sleepers and players of the game and a little more deep dive. And
Some guests.
And I
Yeah.
think we'll also do some content from the road. We got another 6.5 hours on the road.
oh,
so.
absolutely.
A straight
Yeah.
road stream tomorrow?
Well,
Yeah.
also we finally got to fire up CFB 25 tomorrow.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, so we got a road show, then we got team hotel show with guests. Absolutely.
There's the whole
You know
point
what I
of-
love that we're going to talk about tomorrow?
What?
How Arizona's defense is so much like our defense, which is the defense that Shador and Travis
Ooh.
practice against every day.
Oh, hell
Can't
yeah.
wait to deep dive that
Single
tomorrow.
high safety. Let's
Oh,
go.
my God.
There you go. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Feast.
Let's
Let's
go Buffs.
Let's go Buffs.
We all silly like the mayor.